Hello, I hope you can hear me very well. All right, so we are now in the part 2 of our demand and supply with trading sessions. Okay, now you should know that there are 3 major sessions known as Asian session, London session, and New York session. So we are going to be trading only 2 sessions, only 2 major sessions, which is the London and Asian. All right, and when you look at your trading view chart by using those indicators I've already explained in the first part of this video, you'll see that London session start from 8 a.m. that's to 12 p.m. Nigeria time. Okay, and then New York session start from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Nigeria time. If you look at each of these, they are just 4 hours apart. Okay, meaning that London session is totally of 4 hours and the New York session is totally of 4 hours. All right, now there's something I should have added while making this presentation is that the time frame, okay, time frame we are going to be using for this is 30 minutes. Okay, 30 minutes, as you can see on the screen here, where I have Euro USD on the 30 minutes. Okay, that is the 30 minutes time frame. There are a lot of time frame we can use, but for this purpose of this course, we are going to be using the 30 minutes time frame only. All right, so this is how they appear on the screen. You will see your Asian session, and then when London session is going to form, it's going to be from 8 o'clock in the morning to 12 p.m. in the afternoon. That is all Nigeria time. And then New York session will be from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. in the evening. All right, talking about tips for buying, you see that starting from 8 o'clock session, 8 o'clock London session, that's in the morning, if price is above the 200 EMA, look for buying opportunities and find demand zone below the Asian session or the new demand zone from the London session. I will explain this with more graph as we continue. Now, if there are more than one demand zones, it is preferable to trade on the extreme zone. Hope you understand it. For selling also, you should know that, starting from 8 o'clock London session, if price is below the 200 EMA, look for selling opportunities and find supply zone. Okay, and find supply zone above the Asian session or new supply zone from the London session that will be formed. If there are more than one supply zone, it is preferable to trade on the extreme zone. Okay, let's move on. Please let us take note that for the London section that start from 8 o'clock in the morning to 12 o'clock in the afternoon, that's using Nigeria time. Now you can see that trade pairs with EU, that's trade pairs that start with EU and GPB, such as Euro USD and JP USD, and sometimes gold also. Those are the type of pairs that are more preferable to trade during this London session. Any demand or supply zone not activated after London session should be cancelled. There are some zones that you are targeting that price will come to it, but they will not be activated even after the London session. Maybe it is after London session that price is not coming to that place. Please do well to cancel that trade. There's a probability that that trade will be a fail. Now for New York session, trade pairs with USD pairs, that's USD trade pairs that start with USD, such as USD JPY, and any demand or supply zone not activated after New York session should be cancelled also. Hope you are getting it. So meaning that if and the correlation between the EU, okay, Euro USD and USD JPY is this. For example, when the EU is buying, USD JPY should be what? Should be selling. Okay, so we can use that correlation for our direction to confirm more trade also. We'll get along as we are going on. Now let us look at the pictorial representations of how this may likely appear on the chart. Okay, so what we have here is our Asian session, that is Asian session for you. Then the other one, we have our London session. Now let's assume that the London session is about to start, and during the Asian session we now have a demand zone inside that Asian session, and then below the Asian session we have another demand zone. Between this first demand and the second demand, which one are we going to use, or which one will have more probability of playing out? Is going to be the one below the Asian session. And why are we buying this trade? Because this is our 200 EMA. Our 200 EMA is below where price action is, so meaning that this is a bullish trade. So we are going to be buying this trade because the 200 EMA is below where price is currently is, and at the same time the demand zone we are going to be using, we are not going to be using this first demand, we are going to be using the second demand zone if the trade comes to activate during the London session. Okay, now let's assume that the London session finish in this place. After taking out this place, the demand zone, maybe it gets here, and then the London session has finished. If we place a trade already on the demand zone here, we have to cancel that trade. We have to cancel that trade if the price action did not target our demand zone before the London session finishes. We have to cancel this trade and wait for another day. Okay, now that is for these pairs, EU, GU, and gold pairs, and every other pairs like AUD, NZD, USD. All you have to do is to follow this strategy. As time goes on, you will get used to a particular pair that respect this strategy a lot, then you can stick to it. All right, the same thing happens for selling possibilities, where you have probabilities. Where we now have Asian session, we have a supply zone there at the middle of the Asian session. Then above the Asian session we have a supply zone also, so meaning that during the London session we are expecting price to come to the extreme supply zone. This will have higher probability of playing out than using this one to place trade. And why are we selling this? Because everything price is below the 200 EMA. I hope this is very easy to understand. The same thing applies for the New York session too. When we are trading the New York session, mostly for USD JPY and other USD pairs like USD CAD, USD share, and so on and so forth. Every pair that starts with USD, you can look for such possibility of trading them during the New York session. I hope you understand, because New York is for America, US, that is where the USD is dominant, and for London session, that is where the Euro, GBP is also dominant. Now, how do we know that this is a buying trade? Because price is all above the 200 EMA, and with this, if we have the first demand zone inside the London session and we have another demand zone just not too far but below the London session, meaning that the second demand zone will be preferable. And the same thing applies for selling also. Why are we selling? Because this is 200 EMA, price is below the 200 EMA. That is to tell you that our bias here is selling bias. At the same time, we will now have two supply zone and two supply zone. The first one is there, okay, and then the second one is also here. So the second demand zone will be more preferable to trade with. I hope this is very understandable. Okay, now I wanted to show you, but if I'm going to explain everything here, it's going to take longer time and all those things. So I think I will have to explain with pictorial explanations like I have done already. Then in subsequent videos, I will now begin to make other examples that backtesting this strategy, as you can see it on the chart. Okay, so thank you very much as we move to the third part of this video. Okay.